We're here today to talk about the rise in break-and-enter activity that is occurring throughout the city of Calgary. We are urging citizens to be hyper-vigilant when it comes to regularly securing their homes, businesses, vehicles, and personal belongings to deter offenders who are regularly committing break-and-enters through unlocked homes, garages, and vehicles. Citywide, there has been a 51% increase in break-and-enter activity in the first 7 months of 2019 compared to the 5-year average. Property crimes are often crimes of opportunity, and there are many things citizens can do to protect themselves. Right now, police are seeing the vast majority of break-ins being committed due to unlocked doors and vehicles, as well as windows and garages being left open. It's not isolated to one neighborhood. It's happening throughout our city. We are strongly urging citizens to keep their homes, vehicles, and garages secure by using the 9 p.m. routine every night. The 9 p.m. routine includes removing all valuables from vehicles, ensuring vehicles are locked, windows are closed, and if possible, securing your garage. Close your garage doors and windows. Lock any person doors in the garage, including those that lead into a residence. Check that all house doors, front, back, and side, and the garage itself are locked, and ensure all windows are shut. And turning on exterior lights. Police have also seen an increase in nighttime break-and-enters with criminals entering unlocked homes while residents are asleep inside. Often, criminals look for electronics, purses, wallets, or car keys that are used to gain access and steal vehicles from driveways or garages. Police are also seeing connections between crimes. A vehicle that was stolen as part of a break-and-enter may be connected to other crimes throughout the city. Tools or other stolen property are showing up for sale online, and unsuspecting buyers are purchasing these items. Now, more than ever, police are encouraging citizens to be mindful of the need to secure their homes and belongings. Other things people can do to protect and secure their homes and businesses and belongings include never leave spare keys for your residence or vehicle inside your vehicle or obvious hiding spots within your home. Even if you are home, keep your windows and doors locked, and this includes your vehicle. Only open windows in rooms where someone is present. Garage openers should not be left in vehicles, as thieves can use them to gain entry into your home. Consider installing alarm systems and CCTV equipment on the inside and outside of your homes and businesses. Also consider using a car alarm. If you park your vehicle in a parkade, be sure to not allow anybody else to follow you inside while you're entering or exiting that parkade. As always, police encourage citizens who have been a victim of a break-in to report this immediately to the Calgary Police Service non-emergency number at 403-266-1234 or call 911 for crimes in progress. I will now take questions.
I'm sure that people have been leaving their doors and garages and whatnot open for many years. So is there anything that suggests that or why there would be a rise now?
Well, we've seen a recent spike in the number of break-and-enters to, I'll call them unsecured garages and or homes. What we're seeing is people have forgotten their garage doors open when they've pulled their vehicles into their attached garages, but they've also left that person door between the garage and the home unlocked. So in essence, they've left their home wide open. In many instances, we've seen where people have left that open, have gone to bed, and the offenders now have basically driven by and seen an unlocked residence. They will then proceed into the home, locate property, keys for that vehicle, and then take that vehicle as part of a crime vehicle after that.
Are we seeing any other cases like the one that we saw last weekend with Harmony City, who was arrested, where maybe one individual is committing multiple different crimes, and that is maybe why these numbers are being driven up?
Absolutely. We see in many cases where either one offender or a group of offenders are committing a high number of break-and-enters. And what that basically does is it does create a spike. Fortunately, the Calgary Police Service has created a centralized break-and-enter unit where we can now look at the bigger picture. We see the entire crime that comes from across the city. But not only city, we look at it regionally. We work with the RCMP in a lot of cases, and we start to see people who commit numerous offenses. We start to see those trends. We then strategically target that group or person. And as you've seen recently, we've been very successful in apprehending these people and holding them to account for these crimes.
I know you mentioned no, I guess, specific neighborhoods, but I guess is there a more general area where more of these break-ins are happening, whether it's say southwest, northeast?
We're seeing it across the city, and that's why I'm standing here today, is because we're seeing different crimes in different areas of the city, but we are seeing break-in as an issue across the city. For instance, right now we're seeing a number of condos being targeted where the offenders are actually climbing up the outside balconies because people don't think that 3, 4, 5 stories in the air that leaving their patio door unlocked is going to be a concern. Well, we're seeing that a brand new trend where people are actually climbing those and going into people's homes. Out in the residential, out in the other outside, the outlying communities is where we see a lot more homes where the attached garages are part of that structure. People are leaving their garage door openers in the vehicle, so they accidentally forget their car open. Well, now they basically have a key to the home. Where we're very, very concerned is that these nighttime break-in enters, there's a high probability that somebody's home at that time. These offenders are still going into that structure knowing that people are home. We've seen a few cases as of late where victims are at home sleeping and are being confronted by these offenders. So there's a deep concern there, and we want to try to prevent this. That's the key for today as well, is we want to work with the communities out there to really send the message that we need to lock our stuff up. If there's a lock on it, please lock it up. However, if you do hear somebody in your home, we want you to contact us and not confront. We've seen a few cases as of late where the homeowner woke up in the middle of the night. They had heard something in their home, not really recognizing what was going on, wanted to go check it out, and they came face to face with the offender. We will always ask people to call 911 in those cases and basically stay in a safe place and let us, the Calgary Police Service, come and investigate that matter. We do not want people putting themselves in harm's way whatsoever with respect to this stuff.
Does this conversation begin to feel redundant for you? It seems like all the time there's always concern over break-in enters. It seems like people don't seem to be getting that message. Is that something that you kind of would agree with?
It is concerning to some degree because, you know, we have sent the message several times, and we've asked to work with our communities, and we have groups of diligent investigators from several units of the Calgary Police Service, centralized break-in enter being one, online stolen property, trying to target the property that's stolen from those. We have sent that message several times. We just want to revisit that message continuously because, you know, when we start to see these spikes, and again, why I'm standing here today is because we're starting to see some of these more concerning events where we're seeing offenders interacting with homeowners, and that for us is somewhat distressing. We don't want that ever to happen. We are diligently trying to prevent this stuff through our crime prevention teams, through using SEPTED, that type of stuff to work with homeowners, because this is the key, is prevention. We want to stop this before it even happens. So if we lock our stuff up, if we use that 9 p.m. routine and really check our stuff before we go to bed in the evening, most of the time those criminals, and we've interacted with a lot of them, that will just simply move on to the next house or next opportunity. They're opportunistic by nature, and if we take away that opportunity, and if people basically do just a little bit of diligence before are securing their property, hopefully they won't even be victims in the first place.
Do you think something needs to be done about these prolific offenders to keep them stop being prolific offenders?
That's a great point. We, here in the Calgary Police Service, we work very hard at not only collecting information, but creating a strategic approach to how we work with some of these offenders. We deal with all levels of offenders, from first offenders all the way to seasoned criminals. We work with the Crown Prosecutor's Office. We identify some of these issues. Each situation, each individual that we interact with is slightly a little bit different. So we come up with a plan on how we will manage the situation, this person. We have offender management teams. We have the Serious Habitual Offender Program. We have youth programs that we try to deprogram and try to help people through youth justice initiatives to try to move them from committing crime early in their life to get them back into a productive member of society.
Following up on a previous question about the message being redundant in a sense, I guess, why don't you think the message is getting through to Calgarians?
I think I think we're all just a little bit complacent at times. In many cases, I've seen where people will employ a lot of security. They'll be really vigilant about security issues, but then we just kind of let our guard down. And sometimes it's just that friendly reminder to just kind of get us back on the knowing that there's a problem out there, and that we all got to come together and communicate these issues. We here in the Calgary Police Service, we have a social media team that pushes out the information a lot, as I'm sure you're well aware. Is when we start to see these things, we really want the community to know what's happening so that they can help us work together and try to put this stuff together. It really is, it's somewhat cyclical. You know, of course, we start to see an increase in the summers. When it's warm out, people are leaving the windows open, doors open. And in the winter, as you'll start to see, the doors are going to get closed. We will probably see a little bit of a dip in it. But we don't want to pull down our vigilance at this point. We want to get that message out there that we're starting to have some concerns about some issues that are coming up for our community. And we're, as you guys know, I think we're addressing a lot of these offenders right now. And we just want to make sure that the people out there that are most impacted, that being the community, they have a stake in this. It's their homes, it's their property, it's their lives. And we want to make sure that they take have the the information and have the support to basically try to stop this.
And the majority of these break-ins, are they residential or is there commercial involved in that as well? Or is it being residential?
No, like today I'm just focusing on residential. That's our chief concern right now. But there is a concern about commercial. We have our unit, the centralized break and enter team. We look at both. However, we have to be strategic in where we put our resources and start to investigate these type of things, because we obviously, whenever we have a person that's interacting with an offender, we know that there's a high level or a potential for things to go very bad.
I guess some Calgarians would say, are there increased patrols since you have seen a spike, or are there more patrols in the city at nighttime because this is when these events are occurring?
Absolutely. So right from the moment that call comes in, we start an analysis process. We have the real-time operations center that starts to critically evaluate that information. We then have crime analysts that start to map and look at different information. That information gets generated into reports, and they then work with our teams, our investigative teams, to start putting together, plans for surveillance, offender management. We start to figure out who, in many cases, are committing those crimes within a matter of minutes or hours. So we start to then align our resources to start to investigate those individuals or groups.
Now, just with some of these offenders, do you find that they are going outside of their quadrant of the city or even just their neighborhood to commit these crimes?
Again, every offender is unique, and you'll see each one operates a little bit differently. They're patterned to some degree, but we look at the bigger picture. They will commit crime. We pretty much look at it regionally. We don't look at, just because there's a city border of Calgary, this turns into Airdrie or Okotoks, they're just going to magically stop. We work with the RCMP, and that's why we've built that relationship with the RCMP, and we share information all the time back and forth. In many cases, we'll have offenses that happen in Calgary, and the crime analysts from the RCMP will let us know, oh, by the way, we have an idea of who's potentially doing it, and our crime analysts and our investigators work with them as well. So it's not, we do have people that just operate geographically, but we're starting to see, especially with these vehicles that are being taken, that now allows these offenders to basically work wherever they want. So.
Are you surprised how bold they're getting? I mean, in the sense that they're actually climbing up 2, 3, 4, stories on an outside of the building to get in to steal something. Are you surprised, sir, how they're getting so bold? I mean, what's driving this desperation to steal?
Again, every situation is unique. One commonality that we see, it's illegal drugs, it's addictions. These people are taking property and they're trading it for drugs. They're selling it online to get money for different reasons. From a bold perspective, we kind of see it all. There's various motivations as to why these people are doing this stuff. And that's what typically we strive to understand when we start to interact with these people and interview them and talk to them and look for those support networks like SHOP and probation and such. We really try to dig into why are they doing this so that we can create those preventative measures in the future and learn from these offenders and we use that knowledge to basically try to prevent future.
But if it keeps going this way, it's just human sense that eventually there's going to be a confrontation between one of these people and a homeowner, and it could go bad.
Without question, and that's one of my primary motivations to be up here today, is to basically get that information out there that if we can lock those doors, we can prevent a victim from being victimized. You know, if we can secure that car, take that garage door opener out. However, you know, if a person is a victim of crime, we, the police service, have really seen great success with video. The advent of video and implementation of it on people's homes, we're starting to see very high quality video. And there is nothing better for the courts to see than to see good quality video of an offense happening, of an offender's face, an offender's clothing. And that is important for us to present that information to the courts so that we can get meaningful sentences and such.
How much does the economy have to do with anything with this increase?
I don't have I can't say that there's a causation or a correlation between the two.
You mentioned they're getting more bold. Is there a degree of more planning or premeditation to this that you find as well?
Well, I can speak to, we've interacted with a group as of late, and some of the information that we received was that there was a lot of pre-planning and organization that went on with this particular group. They would literally drive through communities at night and look for those garage door openers or garage doors open. When they found those garage doors open, they would then send the message back to other people in that criminal organization to say that this garage door is open. And of course, what would happen in the next few hours would be that home would be victimized. So the people would wake up in the morning, car's gone, property's gone. But that invasion of somebody's personal space, somebody being in their home while they're sleeping at night, thinking that their home is secure, we take that seriously. You know, that's where it's person's sanctuary when they come home, right? So to have these people go in there, that level of organization, yeah, they're looking for that opportunity. And again, it's really take away the opportunity. And this speaks commercially and residentially. It's if we can look at our properties, at our homes, at our vehicles and say, how could somebody steal something? How could somebody victimize me and take away that opportunity? Then that way we've probably prevented that offense, because the offenders that we've typically interacted with, they just want to get in, commit their crime and leave, and they're looking at, will they get caught? And so that's what we're really trying to make sure that people understand these issues, and we will keep revisiting this as these issues keep. If this is an issue in the future, we will be back up here saying the same messaging.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great, thank you.
Thanks so much.